Let's check in with CoinDesk's most influential list of 2022. One of the forces leading business development in Web3 is Polygon Studios. This year alone, Nike, Starbucks, Reddit, and many other consumer-focused brands have chosen to partner with them to create their Web3 experiences. That's why Polygon Studios CEO Ryan Wyatt is one of CoinDesk's most influential. He joins us now. Hello there, Ryan.
Hello, good morning. How's everybody doing?
Hey, it's sunshine today.
Yeah,
look it's bright early, 6 a.m. I'm bringing the energy, all right? Got my cup of coffee. I'm ready to talk
Starbucks.
Crypto.
Is that Starbucks coffee?
Absolutely, it's Starbucks coffee. We got a lot to celebrate.
Okay. Yeah. Do you get a lifetime supply?
Exactly. It's all free, yeah.
So Starbucks is launching the beta of Web3 Odyssey loyalty program. I wonder, what was the process of getting Starbucks on board Polygon, and tell us a bit about what this program is all about.
Yeah, so funny enough, the gentleman that started the rewards program for Starbucks, Adam Brotman, he actually has a company and has been working collaboratively with Starbucks and saying, like, how do we actually take it to the next level, and what are some things that we can do? And so that hence was where Odyssey was born. And we really just connected with them. They were just interested in learning about different protocols as they were observing where they wanted to put the actual program. And so we had a bunch of great conversations. I think we aligned on a lot of things philosophically. If you think about it, they really wanted to be around, Ethereum, where a bunch of users and developers already are, and large numbers. And then when you think about Polygon, we have a carbon neutral footprint where there's a lot that we could do to help them kind of, one, at the start of inception, to how they onboard and implement onto Polygon, how they go to market, how they execute, what we can do to support that. So there's a lot of things that go into it. You can't speak for why ultimately they chose Polygon, but I'd like to think, what we have is a team that's, a bunch of veterans that understand both kind of the polish of Web 2 and also the excitement and enthusiasm and nuance of Web 3 as well. And so what we've really tried to do is build a team that kind of combines all of that, so that when let's say any tier one partner, whether it's Robinhood or it's a gaming project or it's Starbucks, they're coming into our BD team. They're then working with our engineering solutions implementation team so they can actually build and launch on the protocol. And then they're with a partner manager just to make sure that they go to market. If they have to talk to any of our different teams, whether it's the marketing team or our engineering team or whatever it may be, I think we've built this really great funnel for partners to kind of come through and make the onboarding to Polygon really seamless. And so, yeah, my name is on that one, but honestly, the kudos goes to the entire team, and not just that BD team. Like, it's that whole funnel that gets it done. The BD team obviously has done tremendous work, and they deserve a lot of credit, but that's not like the way that you actually get these partners is that whole funnel end to end and provide that experience.
So about all the partnerships, and including Starbucks, what makes, why do they need to use Polygon versus, I use the Starbucks app, order my coffee on my way there, and I cut the lines and get, upset all the people who are waiting to place their order. But nonetheless, I could do that already. So what are you doing that's going to be different for the average consumer on Starbucks and on also other brands?
The thing about I'll do two things. One, the thing about how I think about Polygon is like, if Call of Duty is on Google Cloud or AWS, it's not Google Cloud or AWS that's telling Call of Duty story, it's Call of Duty. So I say that to not take away too much from Starbucks, who is doing all of this. We're simply just the protocol that they're launching on, right? But they launched something called Stamps and Journeys. So people will go through the app, they can do a bunch of different things as far as engaging on different journeys for Starbucks. They're then awarded as stamps. The stamp is an NFT. Those culminate into a bunch of different things that they can do. And then the cumulative total of those NFTs can actually unlock both digital and physical experiences. So I think the idea behind the Web3 component, or putting it on chain, was the fact that the stamps are NFTs. They are collectible. You can buy and sell them on Nifty Gateway, which will be great. Well, anywhere, but Nifty Gateway is their partner, right? So I actually think think about even too, McDonald's Monopoly pieces, if you ever remember some of those things, if you could buy Boardwalk or something like that to piece together things. So I actually think that is a necessary part of being on a decentralized protocol, because of the ability to kind of sell, trade, and transact those stamped NFTs will be the really big thing. You're right. I think a majority of their experience is like very Web 2-esque, and that's like more than sufficient. So I think the real catalyst for saying, okay, why do we actually need to put any of this on a decentralized protocol, largely stem from this idea of earning, minting, and being rewarded stamped NFTs, and what you can do with those on open marketplaces and trade and transact and so forth.
All right, still, there are a lot of cryptocurrencies out there. They could have chosen any one of them. One of your biggest competitors is Solana. And Sandeep Nailwal, the founder of Polygon, recently tweeted that the fact that Solana chain is unstable is an absolutely undeniable truth. There is mass exodus of devs to Ethereum ecosystem, and some people with vested interests are trying to spin this to Polygon paid for partnerships and shaming the devs to prevent them from leaving. Is this true?
Yeah. Is what true? There's a lot to unpack in Sandeep. Which part?
Well, okay, let's start with Solana.
Solana downtime. I think it was
that's an undeniable truth.
Yeah, I think you can look at Solana's status page and you can see how many times they've gone down through the year. But I think it was a little bit of hyperbole. Look, I think Solana, honestly, it's a great team over there. I think they've had kind of, network issues. I think a lot of companies had. Maybe just under a year ago, we had an outage ourselves as well. So personally, not keen on throwing stones in general, but I think, I'm empathetic that there was probably some frustration there. I think the one thing that came up too, and interesting in all of that is, look, all of these protocols were pretty well funded in the last, let's say 2 years. All of them have great programs that are investing in the developer ecosystem. I think that's really good, right? Like Solana has this amazing $100 million fund in Korea for gaming. That's such a good thing for Web3 gaming. Yeah, it'll obviously disproportionately benefit Solana, of course, because they're going to be investing in gaming-specific projects in Korea. But, all ships rise. And that's just like philosophically where my head's at. I think this space is really fragile and really nascent still, all things considered. And so for me, I kind of look at anybody that's doing any of these investments across the space that's getting people to build on their protocol as a net win. So where Solana maybe hasn't done as well as us on like the gaming and commercial enterprise front, they've done an incredible job with like an organic NFT, PFP trading community, right? And that's homegrown, built from the ground up. And that's great.
What about this mass exodus of devs to Ethereum ecosystem, and people with vested interests are trying to spin this to Polygon paid for partnerships?
I think there's a couple points in there. I think there was chatter as if the BD team was uniquely, like Polygon's team was uniquely doing paid partnerships. So the reality is we all are. Like we have very publicly announced ecosystem funds. Those funds are for a hackathon winner all the way up to a big enterprise deal and everything in between, right? So I think there was kind of conversation that came actually not from anybody that is working at these protocols, but just people in the community that might not be fully aware that all of the protocols are doing paid deals. Now, the exodus from Solana, I do think there's a lot of projects, dApps in specific, that are looking to go multi-chain in general from there, because I think anytime you're on like an alt L1, anytime you can hedge your bets on where other users and developers are is pretty wise. I also think a multi-chain future is probably pretty likely in general, like not specific to just Polygon.